not for the last time he would need all of his time trialling skills to keep contenders like Ulrich at bay.
And look at this, he's gone through 5 seconds ahead of Ulrich and 47 ahead of Moreau. This is a head-to-head battle now, Paul. Well, what a performance by Lance Armstrong this has been now as he drives up to the line. I think he'll just about get in, but he's aiming at the time of 1:5:27 of Jan Ulrich, who's home. We are watching probably the second fastest time trial in the history of the Tour de France. Armstrong sprinting the long straight here in Mulhouse. This will confirm him as winner of the Tour de France as well, and as winner of a stage of the time trial this year. Armstrong rocks and rolls his way home here now as he comes up to the line. His time is 1:5:01. He wins the time trial. The big difference this year, it's a family affair for the Armstrongs now. Christine there, his wife, and new baby Luke, already a winner on the podium in the Tour de France.
Lance Armstrong's relationship with this race was beginning to feel less like a one-off miracle and more like the early years of the reign of a king. But greater challenges were to come.
In the front platoon, there's a touch of wheels. 2 riders are down here on the floor. One of them is Van der Velde, I think. The right-hand side of the picture, I'm not sure the other one is Tyler Hamilton, but 2 riders are down.
It looked like Roberto Heras who went down now. That somebody's switched across there. Number 9 going down there is Van der Velde, the first man to go down. Right over the top of him there is Roberto Heras. That was a very hard crash for them.
Lance Armstrong here, what's he doing?
They're waiting. They've decided to wait for Van der Velde and Roberto Heras. They realise that Van der Velde is a big, strong man. They're going to wait for a few seconds. They'll lose 25 or 30 seconds with this manoeuvre, but they feel that it may well be important over the last 15 kilometres. Armstrong giving instructions, slow down, let's get back together, let's get 9 men into this event. He's now proving not only is the leader of the team, he's the captain on the road. He's waiting for Van der Velde and Heras to come back into the group.
Look at the face of Armstrong there now as he drives this group to the line. The champion of the Tour de France these past 2 years. Grimaces, 1:23:10. I think he's going to be desperately close. We may have a new best time despite all of the problems of the Coastal Boys. Armstrong bringing his team home to the line as he comes up to the line. New best time, 1:22:58.
Not only was Armstrong proving himself as a team leader and tactician, but he also demonstrated in the mountains clever use of kidology. What Muhammad Ali used to call rope-a-dope. Fooling your opponents that you're hurt, then performing the coup de grace.
I don't believe I'm seeing this. Armstrong has been at the back for the whole day, and Ulrich is in difficulty now.
Well, I don't think Ulrich believes it either. Armstrong has given everybody, and maybe that was the plan, to give everybody the impression he was in trouble. And now Rubiera, who's looked after him all day, has put him at the front of Alcuez. A good reply there by Ulrich, and this is going to be a mano a mano now, and it's all happening before the climb has really started.
Armstrong now, for the first time today, is looking comfortable. He's come into his terrain. Vinokourov, boom, he's out of the group right now. Telecom are losing their men one after the other. They are dropping like flies. This is where you have to race alone, and Armstrong's gone.
A big move by Lance this, and there's no reply coming at all from Jan Ulrich. Ulrich has got no answer to this acceleration by Lance Armstrong. So Armstrong has been holding everything under those legs till the last climb, and now he has launched the attack. He wants to win at Alcuez. We knew that. We were just not too sure he had it in him. He will thank Rubiera, who has completely sacrificed himself. He took a look straight into the eyes there of Jan Ulrich and said, well, here I go, are you coming or not? And the answer is not. Well, Armstrong has really showed everybody now he is once again, for the 3rd year in succession, the man to beat in the Tour de France. And again, so early in the event, he has used the enormous strength to destroy the morale of those who are close to him.
I decided to give a look, see how he was, and give a little surge and see what happened. It was, in hindsight, it's I attacked too early, but I do that every year. I mean, I make little mistakes like that that I could pay for in the end. I mean, it's 13 kilometers alone, all out like that is an effort you don't want to do very often.
The psychological dominance that had destroyed the challenge of Pantone a year before was now being brought to bear on Jan Ulrich.
And it looks as though Lance Armstrong is about to give us a demonstration of power here. He's moved over Ulrich He sensed that Ulrich perhaps was cracking. He's gone to the front, and he's doing some of the pacemaking now. There's the pace of Ulrich, not looking as good as he was at the start of the climb. But I think Jan, he's now going to have to hang on to Lance Armstrong or lose more time.
Great day for Jaja. He will be picking up maximum points all out on the course, on the descent. Oh, there's a wrist there. Somebody's gone off. That was amazing. Ulrich's gone down. Ulrich has gone over the edge. Unbelievable. He was taking risks, trying to damage Armstrong, but he's okay. He's up. He's climbing up there. Oh, my gosh. Unbelievable. He took huge risks around there. Fortunately, Livingston has stopped and waited for him. This is remarkable. He wanted to blow Armstrong away on the descent. We'll have a look at that one more time. He was going straight into that corner, going much too fast. Armstrong was following him, saw that the German had gone the wrong way into the corner. He's fine. You can see he controlled it. He just went over the top of the bars. That was an excellent roll. I tell you one thing, the man is an absolute acrobat. Now he will find that Armstrong is on his own. I would expect Armstrong to wait because there's still an awful long way to go to the finishing line, and he needs to do that right now because he doesn't want to try and take advantage of that accident by Ulrich.
Armstrong did wait for Ulrich, obeying an unwritten rule of the peloton, but once parity had been restored, Lance raised himself out of the saddle and danced on the pedals once more.
And when he goes, Paul, we wonder, because this man just opens a gap and makes Ulrich look like a club cyclist.
In a final gesture of sportsmanship, Armstrong let Ulrich take a time bonus on one of the final mountain stages, which meant that by the time Paris came around, Ulrich maintained his record of never finishing lower than second in the Tour. The gesture was acknowledged. ...2002 hadn't started well for Ulrich when he tested positive for drugs, albeit recreational rather than performance enhancing. But maybe it was an indication that the German rider wasn't really up for suffering this year. Maybe this explains why 2002 would be Armstrong's smoothest win. It was in La Mongie in the Pyrenees where Armstrong first got his hands on the maillot jaune.
Would have given this stage to Heras if only the other man wasn't there.
He would love to give this victory to Roberto Heras, but that's not the scenario. Obviously, Yoshiba Belocchi didn't read the script at the start of the day, and this is the move by Armstrong. He's going for the win.
Well, he's dug deep. He looks over his shoulder. There's really not a strong enough reaction from Belocchi. Belocchi is desperate here, but what a good fight he has put up. But now it's all, everything he's got unleashed in those legs, and this is now his 13th stage win in a Tour de France, more than any other current cyclist on the circuit. Armstrong wins the day, claims again another first on the first day in the mountains, and waiting for him the Golden Fleece. He's the new leader of the Tour.
The next day on the Plateau de Baille, he completed the 1-2 punch by doubling his lead. Armstrong's final winning margin was more than 7 minutes.
They all have their little characteristics and emotions and memories, and look, they're all special. We wouldn't pick one over the other, but you know, the newest one and the latest one is always the most special at that time, and right now we're just all so happy, and